go.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, let's go. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends. Welcome to 2022 ABF Online Talks. Passion for birding. It's always great to see you guys on every Friday. We've been doing online talks since January. This is the 24th episode. And there are so many conferences in the world these days. International conferences, national conferences or local conferences. But, nothing is more special than the International Conference for Women Birders, the IC4WB. And the important pushing hand behind is Herbert Byaruhanga. I always call Herbert a great man. Well, not because his body size. Yeah, it's big, I know. Yeah, but because his mind, his vision. And he's a great man. And we know Herbert very well. Herbert is the boss of Uganda safaris. He is the organizer of African Birding Expo, and he is the executive committee of World Birders Council. And today, Herbert invites the key members of IC4WB to talk about the beautiful International Conference for Women Birders. So, Herbert, are you ready? If you're ready,
yes,
let's go.
Well, thank you very much, Victor, for welcoming us here and to share with our colleagues, our friends about the International Conference for Women Birders. We did not prepare any PowerPoint presentation because we knew we were going to only talk and have a conversation with our board members who are here. Allow me to bring a sad note that our chairperson is not joining us today because he lost a brother last night. So he will not make it here. But I have Hannah, who is the board secretary. Hannah Bush is there. Then we have Bella, who is our board member. Bella, you all know Bella. And then if another person comes, I'll be introducing them to you. I expect Tonya to join us, but she was in a meeting somewhere. I think in Australia. If she gets time, she will come and join us. Now, yes, we are organizing the International Conference for Women Birders. This is something we have initiated from Uganda, and we hope it will be rotating around the world. And this conference has got board members. Some of those I've mentioned. We have board members from each continent. We have from Australia, from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, from America, and South America to represent the entire world where we have women birders. And it has got the most important thing why I initiated this is to bring women birders together, create a platform for them, and they are able to talk about how to develop the tourism and conservation together, because conservation and tourism work hand in hand, and you cannot successfully do conservation without tourism. But specifically, using the African situation, most of the women in Africa, they are involved in the destruction of the habitats because of the domestic needs, domestic demands. But again, at the same time, we thought these women can utilize the tourism resources, the natural resources, and be able to have sustainable income, and they protect the habitats. And therefore, me being a bird watcher, I thought this was an opportune time to make sure that the women are brought forward to demonstrate their commitment to agritourism development and sustainable use of natural resources. Of course, you know, Uganda has been, Bird Uganda Safaris has been on the forefront supporting women birders. I went to Taiwan, I went to Nepal, I even went to, I went to India because of that, of supporting the women birders. So we thought this would be very good, other than agritourism, but to make more noise, make more voice on the conservation and the agritourism development together, including all the women. But also, we are considering the gender equality because the tourism business, the agritourism business is largely male dominated. I know even in Asia, you may have heard me on this talk show many times. I ask people, how many women birders groups are in your country? How many women birders groups? Every presenter, when I'm attending, I ask that question. I'm trying to find out, to get the figures, to get the feeling of the women participation in agritourism around the world. Are there women birding groups in those countries? And you may also be my witness here that many countries are just beginning. I've seen Andrew beginning to do some work in his country. I don't know what China is doing because we already have Bella in China, but there are not many women involved in agritourism. And yet, from my own experience, they do a fantastic job. They are, of course, very good birders. We have demonstrated in Uganda that women can do a fantastic job as guides in conservation and running birding companies and research. I don't know if Judith is coming here today. She's already doing research on the shoe bill and so many other things. Our women birders in Uganda have already started businesses. Others have hotels, something like that. So we think if all women birders around the world can also meet together, put their voices together, they can improve on the involvement of women in the mainstream tourism so that they can be able to share with men who dominate the sector. In Africa, we have many more men who do the guiding, who do the driving, who are in conservation, who are in policy making, but many times women are not involved because traditionally here in Africa, people thought that women cannot be allowed to access such a platforms. But we have come out strongly to make sure this works like that. Of course, later I will allow my colleagues to come in, Hannah and Bella, to have what they can say about this so that we can open up a conversation to everybody. So the other thing is, why do we put it in Uganda? We want the women to discuss. We want women from all over the world meet in Uganda, including policymakers, politicians, technical people, to be able to discuss the women participation. How do they come in? Are there policies in place? Do we have policies in these governments to allow women to participate in conservation, in agritourism development? And of course, if the governments are not, if they don't develop policies, if the cabinets do not come up with the laws that protect women in conservation, we will still waste time. Maybe probably that's why not many women are involved in this. But also, we realize that many women in Africa have domestic violence issues simply because they don't have any income. So we think that maybe if women are involved in tourism and they're able to earn their own money, they're able to run their businesses, they may have alternative sources of income, and maybe gender violence will reduce. And I think with the few experiences I have personally seen, they will definitely reduce on the gender violence in many homes. But also, the other thing we want to see happen is we want to advocate for women voices, especially in conservation tables in the policy makers, because we realize that most of the policy makers in our country and East African countries and maybe in other countries in the world, there are very few women there. I've been reading about UN women, I've been reading about women involved in conservation, but the percentage is still very, very low. So we need to increase on the voice of women involvement so that we are able to see them get more voice and more heard in this conservation of nature. I don't know if I can give my colleague a chance. Hannah, do you have something to add on this, what I've said?
Sure. Yeah. So thank you, Herbert, and thank you, Victor, and the Asian Bird Fair for having us. So my name is Hannah. I am a woman birder based in the United States. However, I do love to travel everywhere, as I'm sure many of you do as well. So I want to bring up about why this conference is important to me. I saw about it on Facebook. Herbert had posted, he's going to be doing this women's conference. And I think I was one of the first comments saying, I want to be a part of this. I have been working to advocate for women birders for years. I have a podcast called Women Birders Happy Hour, in which I interview women about their experiences in birding. And this just was something that really aligned with the things that I want to accomplish in the time I have in the birding community. And so I feel that this conference, it helps to highlight the contribution that women have to the birding community. It will also help to inspire other women around the world. And, in the US, we're pretty lucky, and women birders are. We compose about half of the birding community in the US, which is not the case in many parts around the world. And so I really hope in the birding community that we can focus on trying to increase the number of women birders around the world, and also give them an opportunity to take a place in being part of these communities. So it's important for me for women to celebrate being birders and to, like I said, take your place being a birder, whether that is being the top lister in an area or helping to put on some of these conferences. There's a lot of different facets in the birding community that I would love to see more women participate in. And also, I think it's important for this conference that we'll discuss concerns and challenges that women face around the world and give them their voice. Herbert mentioned about domestic violence that a lot of women face in his area. And that's something that I think we don't always realize what's happening in different parts of the world. And so I think it's important that we all share what sorts of challenges we face in an effort to be able to help solve those issues. And I think with birders, we can be supportive of one another so we can try to better each other's lives. And I really think it's important that we're having the first one in Uganda, because it's an incredible place. I was very fortunate to get to go there in November, and it was definitely one of the highlights of my birding life was going to Uganda and seeing the incredible things that they have there. But also Herbert has been on the forefront of carving space out for women birders for years. And I think this really highlights the efforts that he's made and a lot of the women in Uganda have made to create space for women to participate in this. And I just really think it's important that we're having it there. But I'm excited to bring the conference to different parts of the world in the coming years so we can have a chance to talk about the challenges and highlight all of the stuff that I was just talking about, but do it in different areas of the world. So we get a chance to see some of these cool places together as women birders and those who are supportive of women birders.
Herbert, you're muted.
Oh, so
Yes.
thank you very much, Anna. That's very, very good. Thank you for your contribution. And of course, I had forgotten that you made the first comment when I announced this. I really appreciate that. Maybe Bella, do you have something to add on this? Is to bring in this the perception of the China.
Wow. Thank you, Herbert. Well, I have to say that I am a new member of the IC4WB, but I feel such an honor because I heard about IC4WB from Herbert when you were doing the AVF talk last year, I guess. And I really think this is a cool thing. No matter in China or the other part of this world, I think we're facing some similar challenges. There are less women bird guides, although there are some, they're very cool and you can see them, but compared to men birders where we have a small population, and like Hannah said, we are facing some challenges. And it's good to join IC4WB and we can kind of talk about these things together and find out what we can do together for the women bird community. That's a very cool thing to do. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And now you see, members, what would be the main reason why we need to have women supported and be able to raise their voice and be able to bring many more women on board. Of course, I didn't want to speak on behalf of other countries, but I know wherever you may come from, you have something you think about these challenges women face in bird watching. We have so far managed to have, we have a good website, we have information out there, people are registering. I've seen over 100 people registering on the website for attendance from all parts of the world. And of course, we think probably by end of February next year, we'll have maybe enough number. We expect 500 delegates from all over the world, youth and old, working hard, of course, to find supporting agencies, even in other countries, maybe in your countries, members who are here. If there are people who wish to associate themselves with this important conference, we are open to partner with them and work together. There are very many youth out there in Asia, in Europe, in South America, in Australia who would want to come, but they need sponsorship. They need support from the agencies. I am sure Victor knows most of these groups who would want sponsor youth to come and attend and be able to gather some information and maybe get the feeling of the Africa as well and see the African woman. We have also prepared very, 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 very memorable tours for those who want to come earlier, pre-conference tours, post-conference tours, excursions, to also have the feeling and see the countryside. They will be guided by these women we are training. We are now recruiting new people. We have gone into the second phase of recruiting new women birders. And of course, you'll be able to access some of the sites managed by the women who have been trained as bird guides. And also, there could be some people who would want to, I know Victor can also get us airlines who would want to partner with these groups. Anybody who wants to partner with us will be very, very welcome. Some of the activities we have already started on, and we'll be launching the conference in the next few weeks because we thought government should be involved. So we are discussing with government now as a host government to be able to play a very good role. At the beginning, I thought we would hold it as private sector, but later I was advised that this is an international conference with significance in conservation, and therefore the government must be involved. So I delayed a bit. We are working with government now to see that they get involved in hosting the conference. We will have speakers, great speakers. We are looking for great speakers. We haven't finished that. We're still looking for great speakers who can come and give good talks about conservation and women issues, especially women emancipation, which is very, very important around the world. We will also be running a farm trip, which it combines with the African Birding Expo. It happens at the same time. So the conference will happen first, and then it will end up in the Birding Expo. Because an expo which is annual will definitely have to happen at the same time. So there could be a lot more tours and a lot more opportunities for people visiting Uganda. Some of them will be sponsored by the government. Others, of course, will have to meet the costs to travel to Uganda. Victor, I would love to open the discussion to other people if they would like to give in their input. We are ready to pick all the ideas. If there is any questions, we're able to make it open to everybody. Over to you, Victor, to moderate the discussion.
Yeah. I noticed that there are some of us here are from Uganda. Do you want to invite them to share their viewpoint to the work in Uganda and to the status of the women birders in Uganda?
There is Jennifer, who is a new coordinator. I see. Oh, that's Judith. Judith is there as well. We can begin with Jennifer, who is the new coordinator and new chairperson of the Women Birders. Then we shall invite Judith, who is the board member of this conference. So, Jennifer, please.
Hi.
I think Jennifer is still okay. Let's go to Judith. Judith, please.
Hi, Judith. Maybe she left just a little while, and
she's taking care of the baby, maybe.
So with Ruth, what about Ruth?
Ruth, I don't know where they've gone.
Yeah, because I know you've been working on this for almost entire your life. So what was significant change you've seen? You work from zero, and now what have you been achieved?
For the last so many years I've been working on this, I can tell there is a great response to our efforts. There are now many more women getting involved in tourism business, because if I say 20 years ago, we had maybe 5% of women involved in tourism business, but now the number has increased to over 60%. Tour companies owned by women. That is at a broader perspective. We've seen more women in Uganda involved in hospitality sector, running lodges, because they have come out to also compete with men in doing business. Because yes, it's been working very well. Then when we come to the guiding of the tourists, like the birding community, the percentage is raising up to 20% now. Women are involved in the guiding community, and this also helps us to get better quality of the tour operators, because they grow into from guiding and they start their own businesses, and they are doing very well. It's been growing, and I can tell you it's all been very good. Also, the other thing is I last had a case about 10 years ago of a woman involved in issues with clients, in issues of dishonesty. They are reduced cases of I would say dishonesty, because women are generally good people. They're not as aggressive as men. So when companies are held by women, they make sure they serve the tourists to their best. We don't get many cases of we don't have many cases in women who get involved in fleecing money from tourists. Also, I have seen many more children now. We put a hold on the young birders program because we needed first to get the law to protect us, to protect this young birders program. But the numbers were increasing because of women getting involved in conservation. And probably before the year ends, we will have this cleared. And then we shall have a vibrant community of the young birders, whom you can call young explorers. So it's been doing very well ever since we started. In fact, also, there are more staff in many offices. In my office, of course, I think 70% are women, and many other companies are doing the same. So it's been very successful.
Yeah, I'm following your Facebook, and I noticed that you've been inviting to visit some universities to train young birders, especially female birders, and it seems that there are more and more the young females they want to be a birder, even more they want to be a professional guy. What do you see?
Yes, there's a good trend in the universities. In fact, when we appointed the coordinators last month, we were surprised that within a very short time, the new recruits are more energetic and more focused. We already have 2 universities with big groups, which I think is very, very good. We also, I'll be going to one of the universities in Eastern Uganda to address the women birders who have been recruited. And then when I come back, I'm going to another university in southwestern Uganda, in Kabale, to meet other people there. So there is more response from the universities and the colleges of youth women who want to join the mainstream tourism. And this is very, very good. Of course, at some point, some of them might drop off, but I can tell you, most of them will stay. Yeah.
Okay. So, if you have any question to Herbert or to the Hannah or Bella, just raise your hand and please speak. And in the meantime, I want to ask Johnny. Hi, Johnny, are you still there? Hi, Johnny. Oops. Oh, yes, Johnny. Yeah, because there are more and more women birders, especially the professional bird guys, in the community. So, what do you see their future? And do you feel like competitors? There are more competitors in your profession. Johnny, you're muted. Yeah, yes.
Victor, yeah. Thank you. I will start with your last statement. I most of the time like my actions to talk. Yep. But now I'm going to say it. I will not say I started this, I started that. I will say we started the women birders. And so if I looked at them as competitors, we wouldn't even have discussed about starting the group for women birders. We train them for a reason. When we are not there, they should be there and continue with what we started. Because we started bird watching in Uganda. And so we want to see almost all the participants in every community in whatever it is involved. And that's why we keep pushing to see more women joining. That's why we keep pushing to train more women so that the world is balanced. And so I don't look at them as competitors. I want more to join us or to join me. And Herbert talked about it, that some may drop off. You see, you cannot join people into something they don't like. And that's why I like my actions to talk than making a lot of noise and there's nothing happening. So I would rather pick, yes, Mohit, give me a chance. I see your hand. I would rather go with people who are ready for this rather than pulling them and waste a lot of time on them, and then in the end we have 1, 2, 3, and then it's not balanced. But when they see these others that have been through our hands surviving, striving, and making it, then a good number of them pick it up slowly and they join us, and we are pushing on smoothly, and I hope things will be even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. And hi, Mohit. I see you raise your hand, and yes, please.
Yes, in the last 2 decades or so, we.
Mohit. Excuse me, Mohit. We don't hear you properly.
As a student, Can you hear me?
No, we don't hear you properly. Guess because of the connection.
Let me just. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but not clear.
Okay, I'll just give it a last try. Otherwise, I will write my question down. Is
Yeah,
that
what?
okay?
Yes. You close your camera, then then go ahead, please.
Okay. So my question is that you know, in the last
Mohit,
2 decades,
hi, Mohit.
Many
No, you.
yeah. Okay. No problem. I will write my question. I will write it down.
Or you keep your camera closed, then you speak. Maybe that'll be better.
I think it's to do with my camera. The bandwidth is being taken away. So
yeah.
So my concern here is that after training people for 2 decades and government and also assisting many people have been trained in natural history, but the biggest in teaching them to market themselves, how to show their skills to the world, to be able to get work. Once, you know, my experience is whatever they're doing, but they don't pursue bird watching because they have no idea how to get across to people who will buy their services. So is that being tackled at your end?
Herbert, do you understand what Mohit's question is?
No, I didn't get his question because it was breaking off, so I couldn't connect it.
Yeah, right. It's okay. I just asked Mohit to type his question on the chat room. So, are there more questions, or are the ladies in Uganda back to the conference room and want to share their viewpoint? Judith or Ruth or anybody?
Hey, Herbert.
Hello.
Yeah, I actually want to ask you one question. You know, years ago when I was trying to get more information about birds or get trained, I actually found it kind of difficult for me. So I'm very curious about the training system you guys built up. Could you share more information about that, like how it lasts and how women can participate in, and how they graduated from the training system?
Okay, that's a nice question. Something easy for me. Now, it is very easy. We look for people who have the right attitudes. Like now we have started recruitment process. We will be going out with them. We start, most of the work is being done by Uganda Safari, sponsored, putting in a lot of money. We put a lot of money into this thing, going with people, going to the schools, take them out, call other groups of bird watchers from the country. We take them out, and eventually we take them to training. When we take them to training, of course, most of them may not have the money. They are still young. They are coming out of school. We pay for them. We look for some sponsorship from government side, Uganda Tourism Board. We have had some support from UNDP, JZ. Or we sponsor it ourselves. Sometimes we get tour companies or birders like Johnny and other people bring in money, and we take them out, train them. Now, when you train them, we don't lose them. We keep following them up keep inviting them to participate. And of course, you pick interest of the people. So when you pick interest of the people, of course, by that time, they are already attached to the birding community. They already know that they belong there. They get involved in the conversations with other people. When we have workshops, we invite them, they speak. We create competitions for winners, like we are going to do at the World Tourism Day. We are going to have an activity for only women competing for identification of wildlife. So they feel they are part of the system. They feel they belong there. They are not isolated. Of course, a few might drop for some social reasons, maybe some economic reasons, but most of them will stay. Like I said, if you have 100 and you stay with 50, you have succeeded. So it is as easy as that, as hard as that.
Wow, impressive. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So Herbert, please read the question on the chat group by Mohit.
The question is, how about teaching marketing to people after teaching the training? Many people in natural history over. I find that skill building is a long process, but if they know how to get across the birding community to show their skills, that is them to stay motivated. Yes, they don't only do field identification skills. It's a broad training. They do customer care, they do animal identification, they do animal behavior, but above that, they do product packaging, product costing, and marketing. Most of them get to learn how to present their products, how to present themselves. So as they go from different levels, they also access direct training, marketing, like digital marketing. We're having a training next week for digital marketing, and some of our women have been identified to join the digital marketing trainings, so that they're able to start marketing their businesses. So they're given that opportunity along the way. And it's not all about birds and birds and birds, but they also learn other things. But also there's something they learn also business, the business skills, how to communicate with people when they are selling their products is also part of the packages. I hope I've answered.
Mohit, are your questions answered? Right. Thank you, Herbert. Useful. Yeah. Thank you. And I saw maybe Judy's back. Hi, Judith, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I am happy to be part of the organizing committee for the International Conference of Women Birders. And we are looking at the conference as a gateway to more opportunities for women in nature guiding, especially bird watching. Now that we have the Uganda Women Birders, and we are further extending a network of well-trained women across East Africa. We have inspired many others to start up, like the Kenya Women Birders, the Rwanda Women Birders, and we recently launched also the Women Birders in South Sudan. And we believe that with the conference is coming at the right time, when more women can be connected to do business, when women can explore opportunities and openings to showcase the skills. And of course, at the end of it all, what matters is women earning livelihoods for their families, for themselves, and for the country at large. So we are very privileged as Uganda to be hosting the International Conference for Women Birders, and we are ready to take you on tours that will specifically be guided by the trained women. And yes, thank you so much for hosting us to project the idea of the conference. And we are happy to do this over and over again. Thank you so much, Victor and the team.
Thank you, Judith. Good to see you again. Thank you. And Herbert, do you want to invite next to share their viewpoint? Anybody here? Sylvia? I don't know. And we have women birders here from Japan, Hiroko. Hi, Hiroko.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Victor.
What do you see about the international conference for women birders?
Yeah, it's very interesting and yeah.
So, are there many women birders in Japan? I mean, you know, as a profession, they make a professional bird guide in Japan.
Well, actually, I'm not sure exactly how many women birders as a professional bird guide in Japan. But I'm working for World Bird Society of Japan, and my colleague, we have many women in our society and in our members.
Yes, so so it's like really normal, you know, like they just all birding and.
So well, I think many Japanese women are interested in birds and nature, and many of my colleagues, sorry, we have women bird watchers in our members, but I'm not sure how many of them are professional bird guide in Japan.
Yeah, there's a website for the IC4WB. So it's IC4WB.com. It's really easy. And everybody here, please share the information with your friends, with your community, with your society. And we want to have more people to know this conference. And next year, they can go to Uganda to join the conference. So thank you, Hiroko. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So,
Ohayo gozaimashita, Hiroko.
thank you. Right. So let's take a group photo, all right? So everyone, please turn on your camera. Let's take a group photo. Okay. Thank you, Mohit. Hello, Gombo. Thank you, Gombo. Hi, Ashley. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Sylvia. Sylvia, I'm sorry. Hello, Sylvia.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you.
And Jennifer.
Yes, Jennifer. Yes.
Hello.
And the who is the room user?
Brian.
Hello.
Hello, room user. Saisa. Hello. Hello, Saisa. Yeah, keep your camera on, please. Okay. Now let's take a group photo. Please look at the camera. And please do not move. And please smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Again.
Arigato gozaimasu.
One more time, Victor.
One more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay, let's do it one more time. Right? Okay.
Okay.
Smile to the camera. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. We will have more questions. Are there more questions? Yeah, Herbert. Yes.
Yes, as people prepare questions, this is
Ooh, Herbert. No, we don't hear you properly. No.
yes. Do you hear me now? Yes, I guess you hear me now. So conference is really a very, very good meeting point for women in conservation. And I think I want to appeal to all the women here in Japan, in China, in all parts of the world, America, Australia, to mobilize more people. Make this thing, this conference, a real serious birders conference, so that birders can meet and be able to discuss. Because after this, it will be rotating to other countries, to mobilize other countries, find other women involved, encourage young people to come in. Because globally, we talk about global warming, we talk about conservation, we talk about, if we don't bring everybody on board, it will not be successful. Because I'm saying this from what we have done. In one of our areas in Western Uganda, Kibale Forest, we are seeing more women getting involved in ecotourism, and because of that, conservation is becoming very successful, because they even worked with other people and they're able to even fight elephant raids by creating projects of beekeeping, which is actually doing a very good job. Many more women are involved in conservation activities, ecotourism activities, now adding on bird watching. I think Kibale Forest and Burundi are having more women involved in bird watching, which is very good. But also, I want to appeal to colleagues here. We are looking for organizations which can sponsor young people who are coming in here. Next week we shall be putting up a form for sponsorship. If there's an organization that can be interested in doing such a thing, we really welcome you to let us know. The emails are on the website. You can go there and let us know, so that we work together as birders and in partnership with Asian Bird Fair. Asian Bird Fair is our partner. It is on our website. You can find it there if you want. There's even a good link. We can also give you a chance, if you have an organization, a company, you can put it on the website as a partner, so that we're able to work together. Alpine birding, you're welcome to be part of us if you are so interested. Over to you, Victor.
Okay, so what else we can do to make it, a real success in Uganda for the conference?
By attending. When you attend, it's very good. But when you share the attendance on your Facebook page, let others know, it's also very good. It may attract other people to come and attend. The more numbers we get, the better for the conference, and the better for the governments to listen to this conference. Because we want policymakers, we want presidents, parliaments to understand that there is a concern globally that women are not involved in conservation and tourism, and therefore most of the money is not going through to them, and that's why many women remain poor who don't participate in the mainstream tourism. So your coming is important, telling your friends is important, identifying sponsors for us is important, identifying keynote speakers for us is important, and we appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Herbert. It's really a great work, and I assume there's so many work ahead, challenges ahead. You must, face it and work for it. So we wish you a great success to the conference next year, 2023, and we wish everybody can go there. We really can meet there in Uganda, right, everybody? So thank you, Herbert. Thank you so much.
We have a strong board. I want to thank board members who have come. Hannah has been very instrumental. Bella has joined us. We've been looking for Bella. She's very, very good. Judith is there. They're all very good. So we have a strong team of women birders, a strong board, and they are very determined. And we are all focused on making sure this becomes a success. So we must make it happen.
Yes, it will be, and you'll be a great success. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Johnny, Judith, and thank everybody for joining us. Do your best to make it happen. Do your best to meet in Uganda in 2023 for IC4WB. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And
thank you.
Next week is very important for us. because after all ABF family online, we've been there since 2020. And finally, we're going to meet everybody in Korea this week. So, and this year, I mean, so next week is the last episode of ABF Online Talk. And we invite our friends in Korea to introduce the 11th ABF in Sanchun Bay, Korea. So my friends, don't miss it. We look forward to seeing everybody next Friday. Thank you very much and have a nice weekend. Thank you again for the wonderful team of Uganda for IC4WB. Thank you, Herbert, Hannah, Bella, and everyone. Thank you so much. And see you next Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, my brother Mohit, for looking younger than Victor.
What do you mean by that?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Good morning.
See you guys next week. See you. Bye.
That's it.